Hello students, happy Wednesday. Today we are going to be having an art video. I'm going to explain a little bit about this, which you guys should have all gotten. It's an art packet that we're going to be going over in the next couple of weeks. And if you can see, I labeled them with dates on them. So the form worksheet is for today. And it's the back and front. And all of the worksheets are going to have a date unless they are for free work. So if they do not have a date on it, make sure that you check on both sides. It can either be on the left or the right side. And if it doesn't have a date on it, then it is for you to work on it for your free time, and it's just for a fun activity to do. They're most likely going to be on the back. So what we're going to be working on is our elements of art. Here I have my whiteboard. I have the different elements of art that we have been working on. So lines we did, so we checked that off. We did shapes, check that off. We worked on color. I'm gonna put a plus sign on both of these because these are the two elements that we're gonna be working on right now. So take out your packet, which is a form packet. We're gonna be working on the back and front. Back and front of this one. Okay, and we are going to do that together. So remember, when we're talking about form, we are going to be going over shapes. It kind of ties in, but they're not just regular shapes. A form is not just this circle or this square. Form is a 3D shape, okay? So it's not just a 2D, it's not flat, it's not just like this one. It would be if I apply some dimensions to my drawing. Okay, so it could be something like a glue stick. This is a form. If you were to draw a glue stick, it kind of looks like a cylinder, right? This ball that I have is a sphere because it has some dimension. It's not just a flat circle. And there might be other household items that you might see. Some of them could be a rectangular prism that you might have, a triangular prism. We went over a couple of them in class, but those are two examples that I'm going to show you for today. So what we're going to do is we're going to be going over this worksheet, and we're going to be going over a 1-point perspective, which is a way to create form shapes. So if you look at your worksheet, it says the elements of form refers to shapes that have 3 dimensions. So a form has some height, it has width and depth, okay? And they can be viewed from multiple angles. So just like I use this ball, I can see it from different angles, and I can see it from the way that the light is hitting it, where the shadows and where the lights and highlights are. 1-point perspective is one of the easiest ways to make shapes into forms. A 1-point perspective is using a horizon line. So a horizon is a horizontal line, just like this. And you use one single vanishing point to create a sense of depth. So if you look at your worksheet, you have your horizon line, right? It's going straight across. It's not a vertical, it's a horizon. And it has one dot on that horizon line. So that one dot, that 1-point perspective that you're having is going to help you create form into these shapes. So what you're going to do with this worksheet is you're going to draw lines from the edges of the shapes back to the vanishing point. So this is your horizon line, your vanishing point. You're going to connect them all together, and you are going to need your worksheet. You're going to need a pencil, an eraser, or if your pencil already comes with an eraser, that's fine, and a ruler. I do not have a ruler here at home, so I am using the back of a book. So you could use any straight edge, which is any area that has a straight line that you can use to make your lines. We're going to work on this together.
So I have the front of the page, the form worksheet with the star and the square. we are going to work on that first. So remember, you're going to use your straight edge or your ruler to connect the corners to the vanishing point, which is a little dot. So as you can see, I'm going to use my book and I'm going to start connecting them. As you can see, I added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different lines that is pointing to my circle, my dots on my horizontal line. And there are some in between of the points of the star. So there's some at the corners as well. I am now going to start adding lines that give the shape of the triangle on the lines that I connected to my vanishing point, and it's going to look like this. It's going to give that form shape to my star. So now I'm going to go on and do the same thing that I did and connect my corners to the vanishing point on my horizontal line. I'm now going to add some lines that is going to go horizontally between the lines that I created that is pointing to my vanishing points, and it's going to give that 3D dimension to my square. And here we have the letters ART that spell art, and you are going to do the same exact thing with all the corners of the letters. So for the R, it's going to be a little different because it has a curve, but even for the curve sided end of your R, you're also going to make a line for that. Again, we are going to draw lines in between of the lines that are connected to the vanishing point, and it's going to give that dimension to the shape. So just look at how I'm doing the letters. I know some of the letters are going to be a little different than what the shapes came out to be because the letters have different straight edges and then they have some round shapes and some sharp areas. So it's going to look a little different, but this is what your final outcome should look like. So what you're going to do now is you could keep working on your paper, and when you're done you could flip over and work on the other shape practice examples that you have, so you could practice on your 1 point perspective. So here's going to be a very fast video of me working on the different shapes. You can work on them at your own pace. If you need a parent's help, you can also ask them for help, but remember, we're just adding the lines to the dots from the corner, and you're creating them like that. Once you are done, then your page is going to look like this. Just make sure to keep your page because I am going to be giving an example of some things that we can do with value and the form shapes that we created today for Friday.
That is all for today and our introduction of form. I hope that you guys have a fantastic Wednesday. I will see you tomorrow. And remember to keep looking at your packets to see what assignments we're going to be going on next. If it's better for you to just put your whole packet in a folder, then you can do so. One thing is I'm going to tell you is keep your worksheets if you can, just because we're going to go back to them for references. If you do not, if you lose them, then that's fine. I'll just show you the example that I have. Hope that you guys have a fantastic day, and I will see you mañana. Bye.